Hello friends, welcome to the video lecture series on artificial intelligence and machine learning. I am Dr. Dafda, and in this 35th video class of AI/ML, we will understand A-star search or A-star heuristic search in artificial intelligence, and we will also see its implementation in Python. In our previous video class, we studied best first search or greedy best first search, which is a greedy technique which chooses the best looking or closest looking node to the goal, which was non-optimal due to its short-sighted greedy behavior. We saw that it missed the shortest path to Bucharest by 32 kilometers. The best first search may choose an expensive or longer total path. This disadvantage of best first search is solved by A-star search algorithm. Starting with the name, why it is called A-star search? Because it is an optimal version or advanced version of algorithm A. Now the question may come in your mind, what is algorithm A? See, in 1960s, researchers were working on a family of search algorithms. They called them algorithm A. Later, they improved it by adding a heuristic function that guarantees optimality. To indicate this improved and optimal version, they added a star symbol, hence A-star search. The thing to remember over here is that greedy best first search uses Fn is equal to Hn or heuristic function, which chooses the node that looks closest to the goal. Algorithm A uses Fn is equal to Gn plus Hn, which chooses the node that looks cheapest overall. While algorithm A star is same as algorithm A, but with an admissible, consistent or honest heuristic, and so it guarantees optimal solution. So it is called A star because it is the optimal version of algorithm A, where the star indicates guaranteed optimality when heuristic conditions are satisfied. See, A star search is the most famous informed search technique because it doesn't just look at how close the goal is, it also remembers how much work we have already done. A-star has become one of the most influential algorithms in artificial intelligence, which is widely used in video game pathfinding, robotics navigation, route planning, etc. Okay, so let us start. See, in greedy best first search, we only used heuristic h of n, but A-star combines two things. F of n is equal to g of n plus h of n, where g of n is the actual cost to reach node n from the starting node or initial state. H of n is our best guess from the current node n to the goal node, which is our heuristic, and we know this is calculated using the straight line distance. And by adding these two, f of n gives us the total estimated cost of the cheapest solution. So if you want the cheapest solution, it makes perfect sense to always pick the node with the lowest total estimated cost. Now, how do we guarantee that A-star finds the absolute shortest path? It depends on one rule: admissibility or acceptability or honesty. Think of admissible heuristic as an optimistic or positive friend. If you ask your friend how far is Bucharest, then he will give you the lowest possible number. He will never tell you it is 500 km if it is actually 400 kilometers. That is honesty, right? Why does this help? Because if our guess is optimistic or positive, A-star is brave. It will explore every potential shortcut. Also, to find the perfect path, A-star will never be scared by a high guess. It will stay optimistic or positive and will stay curious enough to find the shortest path. Taking the same Romania example, we use the straight line distance as the heuristic. Look at this map. A bird flying from Arad to Bucharest travels in a straight line between Arad to Bucharest. But a car must follow the roads, and the roads have curves and turns. Since a road can never be shorter than this straight line, our h of n is always equal to or less than the real distance. This optimism or hopefulness or positivity or honesty is the secret ingredient that ensures A-star will always find the best possible path. Okay. Let us walk through the Romania map to understand how exactly A star makes its choices. Think of these frontiers as a waiting list of cities we have seen but we haven't visited yet. This is our map and we want to find the shortest path in between Arad to Bucharest. We start at Arad and we have to remember the formula f of n is equal to g of n plus h of n. We are starting at Arad, so g of n, which is distance from Arad to Arad, which is equal to 0 obviously, plus h of n is the heuristic which we find from this table. So from this table we can see that the straight line distance from Arad to Bucharest is 366 kilometers. So f of n is equal to g of n, that is 0 plus 366, which is equal to 366 kilometers. So we keep Arad here. Now we look at its neighbors Sibiu, Timisoara and Zărin. Sibiu, Timisoara and Zărin. Sibiu will be g of n is 140 kilometers. You can see the distance from Arad to Sibiu. The distance travelled so far is 140 kilometers plus h of n from this table, right? So from Sibiu we can see the distance to Bucharest is 253 kilometers. So 140 plus 253 kilometers is equal to 393 kilometers. Similarly, Timisoara is 118 plus 329, which is equal to 447 kilometers. And Zărin is 75 plus 374, which is equal to 449 kilometers. So A star puts all three in the waiting list, and because Sibiu, that is 393, is the cheapest, we go there. So city being explored is Sibiu. And the other two cities stay on hold or in the waiting list. Moving forward, from Sibiu, we find Râmnicu-Vâlcea. So f of n for Râmnicu-Vâlcea is, remember, g of n is from the starting, right? So from the starting, Râmnicu-Vâlcea is 140 plus 80, which is equal to 220 kilometers, plus h of n from Râmnicu-Vâlcea is 193. So 220 plus 193, which is equal to 413 kilometers. Similarly, Făgăraș comes out to be 415 kilometers, Oradea 671 kilometers, and Arad 646 kilometers. So Oradea, Făgăraș and Arad are having higher values as compared to Râmnicu-Vâlcea. But we see that Făgăraș at 415 kilometers is having a lower value as compared to Timisoara and Zărin. So we add Făgăraș to the waiting list so that if needed we can explore it later. Okay. Now we see, is 413 kilometers cheaper than 447 kilometers and 449 kilometers we left behind? Yes. So we keep going ahead with Râmnicu-Vâlcea. From here we find Pitești at 417 kilometers, Craiova at 526 kilometers and Sibiu at 553 kilometers. But now our on hold city Făgăraș with 415 kilometers is cheaper as compared to Pitești, that is 417 kilometers. So next we explore Făgăraș and we keep Pitești in the waiting list. From Făgăraș we can go to Sibiu and Bucharest. So from Făgăraș we can go to Sibiu and Bucharest. Sibiu is 591 kilometers and Bucharest is 450 kilometers. So now comes our crucial step or crucial choice. See, at step E we find Bucharest via Făgăraș for 450 kilometers. But wait, our waiting list still has Pitești, that is unexplored, and Pitești of 417 kilometers is cheaper than 450 kilometers path. So we explore Pitești. From Pitești we come to Bucharest. So we reach here with g of n, that is 418 kilometers, plus the straight line distance between Bucharest to Bucharest is 0 kilometers. That is 418 plus 0 kilometers, which is equal to 418 kilometers. Craiova is 615 kilometers and Râmnicu-Vâlcea is 607 kilometers. And we know that Bucharest is our goal. So we find goal at 418 kilometers and ignore earlier found goal path with 450 kilometers. So we reach Bucharest via Pitești and our goal is reached for 418 kilometers. Now you may have question in your mind that why we ignore Timisoara in step F. See, A star expand Pitești and reaches Bucharest for 418 kilometers. Now the search is over. Why? Because the path we found for 418 kilometers is cheaper than 447 kilometers of Timisoara that was still in the waiting list. So the bottom line is we never explored Timisoara because A star proved it was already too expensive to be winner. By always picking the smallest number in the waiting list, we guaranteed the shortest path without wasting time on the dead ends. Okay, so you can visualize how we corrected the 32 kilometers error that we made for the best first search and found the shortest possible path using A star search. Now that we have seen the maths, let us look at the big picture. This map shows how actually A star moves through space using something called contours. Think of these lines like layers of an onion or rings on a target. Each ring represents a budget. For example, this ring labeled 400 contains every city where the total trip or F is estimated to be 400 kilometers or less. Now how does this help? Remember our waiting list? A star explores everything in the 380 ring first, then the 400 ring and then the 420 kilometers ring. It moves outward in these layers, always finishing the cheapest layer first before starting the more expensive layer. And see, notice the power of pruning. Notice how these rings are not perfect circles. They stretch outwards towards our goal, which is Bucharest. So this is A star being smart because it uses the optimistic heuristic H, same like a GPS. It doesn't waste time wandering in the wrong direction. As soon as it reaches Bucharest with a cost of 418, it creates a shield. It will never look at any city outside the 418 mark. This is why the cities like Timisoara and Zerin were left on hold. They were sitting outside the winning circle. So A star pruned or ignored them away to save time. In short, A star is optimally efficient. It explores the bare minimum number of cities needed to guarantee you the shortest path. It is like a laser guided search rather than a flashlight in the dark. Okay. Let us see the advantages and drawbacks of A star search. The advantages are: first, A star is complete and optimal. In simple terms, it never gives up and it never settles for the second best. If there is a way to get to Bucharest, A star will always find the absolute cheapest way to do it. It is the gold standard for accuracy. The main drawback or disadvantage is the memory problem. Remember that perfection comes at a price. Recall our waiting list for the Romania map. To be 100% sure it has the shortest path, A star cannot forget anything. It has to keep every single city it discovers pushed in the computer's RAM. And as the map gets bigger, like searching through every street in a whole country, that waiting list grows exponentially in the order of b raised to d. Eventually, the computer's memory fills up like a bucket overflowing with water. So in conclusion, A star is a genius with a bad memory. It is incredibly smart, but it tries to remember too much at once. In the real world, A star often crashes computer's memory before it can finish a very large map. This is why in our next class, we will look at memory saving versions of A star that try to be just as smart but with a smaller waiting list. Okay, let us implement this same example of A star search in Python. So that is all for this video class. In the description box, you will find the link to download the Python course as well as the PPTs. I hope you would have gained a good knowledge from this video lecture, and we will continue our journey of learning in the next video class. Thank you very much.